Hey guys, welcome to Sarah's Jewelry Studio. So tonight we're going to be doing the Awesome Jewelry Collab. So it's hosted by Pirate Pretties Jewelry. And I was hoping that I was going to be able to go live for this today. Unfortunately, my channel is saying that I'm still not getting that ability yet to go live stream from my phone, which is one of the main reasons I was waiting to hit 1,000 subscribers, was so that I could do that. But then when I went in to learn more about it, it said that I may have to wait to get that capability. It didn't say how long though. It just said once I hit 1,000 subscribers, then I may have to wait a little bit before I get that ability. So I'm just going to keep checking. So, but for now, I had to record this, so now there's a little bit of a delay of getting this up, and it might technically be in the 16th that it goes up. By the time it gets to your time zone, it will be in my time zone. So, but I'm going to try and get this up tonight as soon as I record it. So, stick around. I am going to be making some earrings, okay? So for the month of February, the color for our challenge here, the color was red or pink, the metal type was silver or rose gold, and then we could either make earrings or a keychain, and the theme was hearts and love. So that is what we're doing here. That is going to be backwards for you guys, so I'll see if I can flip that around. I was able to do it once before, but I used a different editor last time and I didn't have that capability, so we'll see. If I can, I will. Alright, anyway, so I'm going to flip the camera around and we're going to look down at the table. So I'm going to make 2 pairs of earrings. I'm going to show you how I'm going to make them. I have everything all laid out. I already picked out everything that I'm going to work with. So yeah, and then for next month, if you want to follow along, next month for March, the color is going to be green. The metal type is going to be gold or brass, and then either a necklace or a bracelet, and then the theme or fun element is luck or clover. So obviously we're doing oh my goodness, St. Patrick's Day, there you go, St. Patrick's Day theme, which actually my daughter is due with my very first grandchild on March 18th, so hopefully he's not here by then, by the 15th. So that's what we're going to hope for. I might record this one early just to make sure, just in case I'm, helping with new baby duty. Hopefully he doesn't come early though. So, alright, anyway, let me flip this around. Stay tuned. Alright, so we're actually going to make 2 sets of earrings. So the first one I actually was originally going to do in silver, and I was going to originally use these hearts. And so what I wanted to do was I wanted to do these hearts with this heart over top of it in the middle, and then a little bicone on the top here, and then just attached to an ear wire. The problem is that the heart hole is actually going side to side, not straight up and down through. So I couldn't use the heart because obviously that wouldn't look very good. So then I was going to use this loved symbol. See, this little loved, it's a bead, so the hole does run through this way, which means it would go this way. So I was going to do that, and then before I made this, guess what? I got the newest Potomac beads box, and in this box, so let's get close here. So I got all this cool stuff in here, and this is the pattern for this month, the Rendezvous necklace. And guess what? It was themed love affair. So there was lots of pretty pinks and reds in here. So, and hearts. So guess what? I got these hearts, and they are called Potomac Crystal Heart 10mm in Garnet AB. So I was like, perfect. Looky there. I now have nice shiny red hearts. So I just got this out of the mailbox yesterday, and yeah, so now I have nice pretty red hearts to use. So not going to use these, they're going to go bye-bye. Not going to use the sideways loved, that goes bye-bye. Not going to use the little silver hearts. So I figure, well, if I'm not using anything silver, then I'm going to go with rose gold. Alright, so this is going to be a really simple earring. So I just have a head pin, so we're just going to put this pretty heart on there. There you go, so you can see the pretty heart. And then I'm just going to put a bicone right in the middle because that rests down into the center of the heart. And then we're going to do this rondelle. Nice big shiny. So I already had the other beads in my collection, and they actually just all matched really nicely. So we're going to go with that. And then I have my ear wire here. So I like to use my one-step looper. This is the small one. to make my loops, so that way they're all nice and uniform. So all you do is just take this, slide it down, a little hole on the other side here. Just get the pin through that hole, slide it all the way down, and you just give it a squeeze, and it makes it. Now with crystal stuff like this, you don't want to squish it too far, because if you squish into it, it will actually break the glass. So I can't squeeze it all the way on this one, so I will have to squeeze the rest of the way by hand. Alright, so there's one. So you see these are going to go together really quickly. Once I got my design figured out, the rest of this is really simple. So I just spent the last probably hour trying to figure out exactly how I wanted to work these out. So I'm just going to do this again, give it another little squeeze here. There we go. And then we're going to connect these to these ear wires. So for that, I have a pair of chain nose pliers and bent nose pliers. So we're just going to, well, actually I didn't get to finish squeezing this loop down, so I don't have to open up the loop. It's already open. So I'm just going to slide that right into that opening, because like I said, I couldn't close it down all the way because I didn't want it to break the glass beads. So we're going to just slide these right in. Actually, that one is a little too close. Twist it out. You never want to pull it apart. You want to twist them away from each other. Otherwise you could, a little more. Otherwise you could make it very difficult to form that loop again. So twisting it makes it easier. So there we go. So we got that on there. We're just going to twist this back in. And as we do, I'm just going to angle that in a little more so it tightens that loop up, since I wasn't able to tighten it completely the last time. Oh, sorry, I'm off camera here. Alright, we're just going to twist that back in. Now you can see it's still off a little bit. Oops. Now you can see it's off a little bit. So I'm just going to give that a squeeze. Just to kind of tighten that loop up a little bit. There we go. Now I got it. I got a closed loop on there. So there's one earring. Here is the other earring. I'm just going to tighten that loop up. Oops. There we go. Alright, so there you go. One set of earrings. Nicely made. Very quickly. Okay, so those came together really quick. So now the second set of earrings are going to be not that quick. Okay, and we're also going to use another set of hearts that came in that Potomac Beads box. So here is the next set. Let's move my camera back here a little bit. Alright, there we go. So we have the next set is all ready to go here. So these are going to be a little more complicated. Let me move my light so I'm not making so much of a shadow. Okay, so these hearts also came in that box, and these are called Potomac Crystal Devoted Hearts. Okay, so there's a number in case we want to look at that. And like I said, this is Potomac Beads, is where I got that from. So you can see they're actually mirrored, so that when you're doing earrings, you want them to be mirrored. I already added this jump ring in, but you can see, I'm trying to see if you can see the hole there. So how the hole is in the top part of the heart, it's not, they don't look exactly the same. They're mirrored. I feel like I don't know another way to say that to make sure you understand what I'm saying here. Alright, I'm sure you guys all do though. Alright, so I just have another jump ring here, so I just give that a twist open. And then I'm just going to slide that right in there. Okay. And then we're going to close this up. Alright, we want to make sure that's good and closed so it doesn't come off. Okay, so there is that part of it. So now we have our ear wires here. Okay, if you see, I have these little clamshells. So what we're going to use is this chain here. So I got this from AliExpress. When you order anything from AliExpress, it does take a while to get to you, but you do get good stuff from there. So I got this pretty cheaply. I don't remember how much it was because I got this a while ago. It is rose gold, and So what we're going to do is you can actually bead beads right onto this. So you just have to make sure you find ones that have bigger holes in them. So you can see this does, I already tested it out. So it does go in there. So these beads have like a cat eye kind of effect. And it just so happens that I happen to have beads that are a very similar kind of color to the hearts that I got. So it just worked out perfectly. I just went through all my pink bead bins to find out which ones I like. So what I'm going to do is just kind of decide how long that I want to make these. So we're going to have the ear wire, we'll have a clamshell, we'll have a length with one bead on there, another clamshell, and then this is going to hang from the bottom. So it's going to be a nice dangly earring. There you go. So, and then we're going to just use crimps inside of the clamshells, and we're going to put a drop of glue on there. And so we're going to use a measuring tape here to make sure we get the same length of the chain on each one. And I'm thinking probably 1.5 inches of chain. That'll probably be about 2 inches. Might be a little long. Maybe we'll do 1 inch of chain. No, let's do 1.5 inches. How about that? See, this is why I wanted it to be live, so you guys can have some input. So I think we're going to go with 1.5 inches. And then that way, by the time we get the clasps on, or the clamshells on there, it'll probably be about 2 inches of drop down to the heart. So we're going to go with that. So I'm going to take this, and I just have some flush cutters, side cutters, nippers, whatever you want to call them. I have a pair of those right here. Oops, not even on the camera. Here we go. So we're just going to measure out 1.5 inches. And we're just going to give that a snip. Oops. And that's all you do. You just cut it. So there you go. And then once you got one cut, then you can just measure the other one up next to that one. And just cut that to the same length. Okay. So now we have our little pieces of chain, and then we're going to use these crimps to get these on here. We're going to need 4 crimp tubes here. And I think these are Bead Buddy. I think that's what these are. And they came in a 4-pack with like gunmetal, silver, gold, and the rose gold. So now for this first crimp, you don't have to put the clamshell on there because you can slide it up from the other end. So we're just going to slide this into there. Oops, lost it. Wiggled right off of there. So we're just going to, oops, little guy gets away. There you go. Alright, so we're just going to slide that right onto the end. And then we're just going to take our little crimpers here and we're just going to stick that in one of the little grooves there. We're just going to give it a squish. There you go. Nice little flattened out crimp. You want to give it a little pull, make sure it's not coming off, and it is on there good. So then we're going to take our little clamshell here and slide this down into there. Oh, can't see what I'm doing here. Sorry guys, struggle between seeing what I'm doing and letting you guys see what I'm doing. Alright, now I know this goes through here because I just used these on a bargain bead box. So I know this fits in there because I just did this. So this is my second time actually making anything with this type of chain. I just made something with the bargain bead box the other day, which I've not done my finished jewelry update yet on that, but I will. It's all ready to go. And I'm finally into the February box, so I'm officially caught up on bargain bead box. So you want to make sure you're going in the correct way, that the clamshell is facing the correct way when you're doing these. Alright, we're just going to try a different one. Yeah, that hole was just cut a little small. Yep. Alright, so that hole was just cut small. Like, I did not have this much trouble before. Alright, so, like I said, you want to make sure that the clamshell closes to the end, okay? And so what I do is I'm going to close this up a little bit. I'm going to stick a little drop of glue in there. And, you know, I know there's not like a knot or anything being held in there, but I just think it feels more secure that way. So we're going to give that a pinch closed. And then once we got it pretty much closed, we're going to come in with some chain nose pliers here and just tighten that up. The clamp on these little hinges down here just to make sure that it's all good and tight and closed. Okay, so then there we go. So it's good and closed. And then what else I like to do is take my round nose pliers here, right, and I stretch this out. Okay, so I open it up and stretch it out, and then I roll it back in a little more, so like this, and then that last little spot, I add another little drop of glue right in there, and then I roll it the rest of the way down into that little spot. Because these, I feel like the loop can come undone very easily, so just gives that a little more security. So then what I do is after I squish it and roll it down together, I just pull in the sides like that just to make sure it's all lined up. So there you go. So you have a nice rolled in little loop that is secured additionally with some glue just in case. Okay, so then we're going to take the other end, we're going to put our bead on. Okay, so we're going to bead on there, and we're going to do the same thing on this side. Now, I've never actually made these before, so this was just an idea. I don't see any reason. Oh, see, now before you put this other crimp tube on, you want to put the other clamshell on. Let's see if this one will fit on this end. Nope. I might just have to get out a whole new one for that side, or for that one. Okay, so then once it's on here, then we're going to slide this little crimp tube on there. Slide that tube all the way to the end, and then we're going to take our crimpers, and again, we're going to give that a little smush. Okay. That's on there nice and squished on. And give that a tug, make sure it doesn't pull off, and it does not. So we're going to slide our clamshell up to the end, like so. Make sure it's turned sideways in there. Okay. So now we are going to, oh, there we go, add our drop of glue. And when you leave these sit like that, they just automatically build their own drop of glue anyway. Alright. Get some glue in there, and then like I said, I squeeze it a little bit by hand first just to get it up in there. Make sure that the crimp is turned so that it's flat in there. Oops, this one is not wanting to cooperate. There we go. Alright, and if your crimp is too big and you do need to squish it sideways, you can do that also. But if you don't have to, then you don't have to, obviously. I'm just going to give that a little squeeze. Alright, so that looks good. Like I said, we're going to straighten this little loop out. And we'll roll that in. Get a little drop of glue in there. And then squish the side just to make sure it's all in line. And there we go. Alright, so we got another little loop. Okay. So then what we're going to do, we can attach one end to the ear wire, and the other end is going to go to our heart. And then we will have a made earring. A second made earring. It doesn't matter which end goes up or down because the bead in the middle is going to be sliding around. Oops, no, I did it. See, that's why we're not supposed to do that. I just like to make sure it's as close together as possible. Alright, so there's that side. I'm trying to glue it to my finger. Alright, and then the other end here, I'm just going to take this end and slide that right in. Oops. There we go. I'm going to go ahead and close that up. Alright, my other corners here on this one just because they're off a little bit. Alright, my phone just ran out of memory, so I had to switch to my internal memory. My SD card is full apparently. So, luckily I noticed it right away. Alright, so I'm just gonna give this a little go back and forth just to tighten that up. A little wiggle back and forth. And then I just want to make sure I even that circle out. So now it's a nice circle and I don't feel like it's gonna come apart. Alright, so there you have it. One nice dangly earring. It does have a front and a back on the bottom heart. Okay, so I'm gonna make sure that whichever way it's facing is going to face the correct way. So actually this is going to face sideways. So what do we want to do here? So we're going to turn, I'm going to turn the ear wire. So what I'm going to do, because basically I want it to be 90 degrees the other way. So I'm just going to grab the loop here. I'm just going to give it a turn. So there you go. So now it's going to hang out and it's going to face out the correct way. Alright, so there is the first earring. So that went pretty quick. So the second one, I'm just going to do a lot faster since now I don't have to explain every single step of what I'm doing here. So, I'll put this crimp on. I'll keep the camera rolling though, so that way you guys can watch it again. Repetition is a really great way to learn. So there we go, I got that crimped on there good. Make sure, yep, that's not going anywhere. Slide this down in. So I haven't seen everyone else's challenge videos, but from what I could see from my notifications that a lot of them went out today. I didn't see if everyone's went up, but I saw probably I think at least 3 for sure. So it might not be the last one, but I could be. So make sure you watch all the other ladies' videos. I'm sure they've done an excellent job. I can't wait to watch them. And once I get mine up, that's what I'll do. I'll go back to working on my bargain bead box and I will watch their videos. It is late here. It is, I don't even know what time it is. And I can't look at it while my videos run, but I know it's after midnight at this point. It's probably like 12:30. So I do tend to be a night owl, because once I get my kids to bed is when I can actually have my own nice quiet me time. So I get the kids to bed, do some housework, and then I get to come down to my new craft room and do my thing. I think we all have to have something that we do for ourselves that we get to enjoy. It's good for your mental health. Get a little dot of glue in there. And if you get messy with this glue, it's okay because it does peel off from like the outside here. I got a little bit on this clamshell. It's okay. It peels off real easy. This glue is the GS Hypo Cement. So this and the E6000 are the only ones I really use, but for stuff like this I always just use the GS Hypo Cement, not the other one. Alright, let's see if this clamshell will work on this end, and if not, we'll grab another one. I have them right here. So these rose gold clamshells, we actually got these from eBay. So my sister-in-law Susan found them on there because we did not have any at our local craft store. They did not have a very good selection of rose gold, aside from the standard clasps and ear wires, jump rings, and crimps. I think that was pretty much about what they had. Oh, and head pins and eye pins. But the problem is, rose gold, you have like a light color and a dark color, and you never know which one you're going to get when you order them. So, luckily we got good colors. So I'm going to slide this on. I might have to see how these little ends are sticking out on here. I don't know if you can see that because I don't know why I just want to focus. There we go. So those ends are kind of squished out, so I'm going to flatten this in from when I cut it. Just going to give that a little squeeze. They were sticking out a little too much to go into the tube. There we go. Alright, so we're going to give that a crimp. I forgot and left my little space heater running this whole time, so hopefully that is not too loud for you guys, because normally I turn it off just because I'm in the basement. It does have a little bit of a chill down here. Normally I turn it off before I start recording. This is the first time that I forgot to do so. But it's too late. I can't undo it. I mean, I guess I could, but I'm not gonna. So, alright, so then we're going to slide this up here. These earrings do go together really quickly. Can't wait until I can actually do live from my phone. I was really hoping I was going to have that capability by now. Last little bit of glue in there. And since that's it, we're going to close this up. Okay, so we have that. Oh my goodness. You know what I didn't do, you guys? And you're probably sitting there saying, you didn't put the bead on. I didn't put the bead on. So, about that. Not really a way to fix that. So, guess we're doing it again. We'll just keep this little component and use that at some point. And now we're going to start this over. So, now we need 2 more of these. That is a big whoops. Alright, so I wasn't going to sit there and make you watch me do it all over again. So I just went ahead and made another one. So actually I got a text. There we go. This time I silenced my phone. I got a text from my son, and it actually disconnected the video anyway. So, yeah, so he went to give me the news that him and his roommates, who all work together, have tested positive for the coronavirus. So he said that none of them are sick, and that there's like 5 other kids in their class that also have tested positive, but they're all, you know, really fit, very healthy boys. So, you know, I'm surprised that they got it, but they, you know, I don't think any of them are going to get sick, and if they do, it's, you know, going to be very mild, just because they, you know, they don't have any underlying conditions or anything like that, and, you know, they don't have any symptoms, so that's a good thing. So, yeah, so he asked me if I could do a grocery run for them, so, which of course I will happily oblige to do. yeah, so that's fun. So now they're in quarantine for 10 days at home. So, always fun news to get. Alright. So there we go. Probably not supposed to tell you guys, but he's actually in the police academy. He's been a cadet for the last couple of years, and now he's going to be an officer in about 5 more months. I know it's crazy times that we're in, so, you know. But he just said that's even more reason for him to want to do it. So, he's always wanted to be an officer ever since he was a little kid. Alright, so, I'm going to flip this around and see if it hangs right that way, and if not, then I will twist it. Alright, so let's see how that sits. So like I said, we want these facing in opposite directions, so that way when you're wearing them, they look symmetrical. So there we go. Alright, so there are my pink heart earrings with rose gold. There you go. Alright, and I'm going to put them on and show you how they look. Alright, so hold on, I'm going to flip this camera around. Alright, so here we go. Here are the earrings. So I do have 2 holes in my ears, so I can show you both paired at the same time. So I think the length on this is actually really nice. I like the movement in it. What do you guys think? So I think it turned out really cute. I mean, I guess you could wear these together if you're wearing a pink and a red outfit together, but I think one or the other would probably be better. So, alright, so let me know what you guys think in the comments, and thanks for watching. Make sure you watch everybody else's videos, like I said, and otherwise, have a great night, and thanks for watching.